hard to capture, extravagant, resurrect the track and it's militant. And I react like a convict and start killing. It's manifested. The gods work like appliances, dealing in my psyche.
Yo, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explained here, bringing you guys another discussion for Boruto Naruto Next Generations, the manga. And for anime only fans, this is the time of the month where a lot of the content on the channel is going to be spoiler heavy, so I thank you for your support. However, if you're still here, I'm assuming that you're okay with me talking about spoilers. So yo, I think that we need to have a very serious, or in particular we need to have a couple of serious conversations about the character of Code. And he's been a character that so many people have been fascinated with and intrigued with, and now that the various car members have begun dropping like flies, and we've seen characters either lose an arm like Kashin Koji, we've seen characters like Delta essentially be deactivated, we've seen how Amato has defected in the anime, we've seen how Deepa's been killed off, and we know that Victor's been killed off. Kara has been getting trickled off very easily, and it brings up the question right here. And yes, I left Boro out on purpose, but it brings up the question right here: what exactly makes Code so special? Why is he not fodder like all the other characters that we've seen so far? And again, I know not literal fodder, but you know, they've not been very impressive in terms of their appearance in the manga for the ones that have been in the manga. So I think that there's something that all of us need to take a very close look at, which is the fact that Code has a jutsu that makes him different than all the other characters that we've seen in the car organization so far, which is Code has a space-time ninjutsu. And that's something I think is very important, because based on what we know right now, we can definitely assume the fact that more than likely Code is the only member that we've seen in car who has a space-time ninjutsu, because we did not see Kashin Koji do it. We saw him do a reverse summoning, but we didn't see him actually do space-time ninjutsu. We damn sure didn't see Delta do something like that, and we can imagine that more than likely Jigen, aka Isshiki, had Boro teleported to guard Naruto. That's something we can definitely more than likely assume, because at no point when Momoshiki was raging out in Boruto's body did Boro even think to use the space-time ninjutsu to try and escape. However, when it comes to character Code, he's guarding the Ten Tails. He's been in contact with Jigen, aka Isshiki Otsutsuki. He's been in contact with him, but the fact that Isshiki felt confident enough to allow this character to stay guard over the Ten Tails, and likely be in a situation where if something happened, he would need to be able to escape or potentially teleport the Ten Tails out of the situation. I think that that's stuff that is implying that he has a space-time ninjutsu, and that's gonna be very important given the fact that Kara has somebody else who has space-time ninjutsu on their team, just like how Naruto has somebody that has space-time ninjutsu, which is Sasuke Uchiha. And I think that there is something being set up here. We can't necessarily put our fingers 100% on it, because this is something that is only implied, and yet at the same time I could see this being a scenario to where Code ends up being the one who ends up fighting Sasuke, because you've already seen Naruto take on a member of Kara. We saw Naruto fight against Delta, and now you have Code who is out there. Sasuke's seen the Ten Tails. Sasuke knows where the coordinates are. I feel like they're setting up potential showdown of Sasuke versus Code, and if that happens, I really feel like the thing that could make that battle be something that really stands out is you turn that into a space-time ninjutsu battle. You turn that into a battle to where both of them are spamming space-time ninjutsu and they're combining their various attacks with it. I think that maybe even if you have that be a battle that spans across multiple dimensions because they're using space-time ninjutsu, that could be something that kind of gives the series a pretty good injection in the arm. Because so far when it comes to the fights in Boruto, with the exception of a couple in the manga, they've not been very creative. And so I think that this could be something, especially now that Masashi Kishimoto is writing the story again. I think this could be something to where Kishimoto is, because he's so creative when it comes to his actual fights, even though he's not drawing it, because he can write the actual story. I think that we'll see more than the traditional punch, kick, Rasengan, rinse and repeat that we've actually seen Ikimoto drawing. And so I think that if you have a scenario like this also gives you the opportunity to see different variations to space-time ninjutsu, because for the most part when we've seen space-time ninjutsu, it's been stuff like the Ameno Teiji Kar, where you're swapping yourself, or you're swapping other objects, or you're swapping people against their will, or you're using teleportation like the flying Raijin. I think that this could be an opportunity to see more creative forms of fighting. Something like how you saw the Flying Thunder God guiding Thunder Jutsu, where you saw Minato teleport Biju Damas. I think that maybe you see where Code is able to use space-time ninjutsu to essentially teleport chakra from another dimension or something. I think that you have opportunities to actually play around with various things. I think that this could be something to where we start redefining what actual space-time ninjutsu is and redefining it for the better, if you will. I think that this could be a very good opportunity. I know people have said, well, Code has his eye covered up, maybe Code has a dojutsu. I think if that happens, that's corny. Granted, Kishimoto is writing the story again, so it would not surprise me if the guy has a dojutsu now, because Kishimoto had an eye fetish, just like how Oda has an animal fetish. But the fact is that I think that would be corny. However, I think that if he has special space-time ninjutsu, maybe something where you link the fact that Code potentially found some of Uzumaki's sealing scrolls, and you find some way to kind of tie it back in that way. Or maybe if it's some type of space-time ninjutsu that is something connected to the Otsutsuki clan, or something that Hagoromo left behind, I think that that could be another great way to actually expand the lore in the story. However, I want to know from you guys, how do you guys feel about there being the potential that Code has space-time ninjutsu? Let me know down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.